General. How you doing?
It has come.
Yeah.
See ya. Great. So happy.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I'm looking forward to this. I hope you're pleased with the way this first tour around the block has gone. So, well, it looked like you ought to be. Hello, Mitch.
Good morning, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not getting in the way.
No, we can.
How's the 76th?
Monday, they actually show up, become Title 10 federalized.
Everybody sit down. I hope it's all right to come in and just spend a few minutes. I wanted to get a look at you, first of all. Some of y'all I met at orientation, and you look a little different now. I'd like to know a little more about you. I'd like to hear from any of you who are willing. What was this like? What'd you like? What'd you hate? How could it be improved? What would you tell somebody if you met somebody in the next class? You know, what would you tell them?
Don't come here unless you're willing to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all a part of you. They can only change you as much as you want to be changed.
Would you say you made more progress in character or academics?
I'd say I've made more progress in every area possibly. It's completely changed my whole life.
Congratulations, and we're proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
If the same class, I would tell them, if you want to change your life and make the right changes, come to H.Y.C.A, because I made some bad changes and I changed my life, and I'm going to go a long ways, and it's going to be great for me.
Where are you from?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Are you really?
Yes.
What brought you to Indiana?
My grandmother, she lives in Indianapolis.
Yes.
And she called me and told me about the program. So yeah.
Your grandmother loves you.
Yes.
She did a good thing for you at Tears. I wanted to hear a little bit from you because when we want to be able to tell this story to other people, try to get other people interested in this or programs like it. When other people tell us what can't be done, well, we'll say, hey, you got to go see young men and women at H.Y.C.A.
Well, if we could get, probably be better if everybody just stood up. Well, if we can.
Where are you from?
Spread out just a little bit here in the front row.
Top row, slide over. Space yourselves out. Make it even.
It's a great town.
Slide down.
Been there a million times.
Found out the secret weapon to all these kids.
Grandma. Yeah.
Calls them like she sees them,
Yeah.
buddy.
I thought that might be the pattern. I mean, is there a single kid out there that's got natural mom and natural dad living together? Is there any of them?
Yes.
I'd say there's very few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have one girl out here that I don't think she's got any family here. Yeah. She's been into her mom.
Which one? Oh, the girl that I just talked to.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's here for her.
No, we don't think so. And we don't know what we're doing with her after this. She wants to go live with her aunt. Her mother won't have anything to do with her. But her mother's stopping us from letting her aunt come get her.
The aunt wants her, which is the mother's sister, but the mom said, hell no, you're not going nowhere but the street, and it's just ugly. Very.
So,
Is she 18?
No, sir, 16. She turned 17 in a couple
Oh,
of
I
days.
see. Mm-hmm. How'd she do in the program?
Most improved. She got an award for most improved. I mean, she went through some significant struggles.
What can we do to help such a child, I wonder? I mean, does a mother have the right to say, you can't do that, but I'm not taking care of you?
Well, that's a CPS issue for protective services, but it's also...
I'm glad this came up. We need to see about that.
sure. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Cadet Hart, Class President of Hoosier Youth Challenge Academy. On behalf of the cadets, I would like to say thank you. We did it, and we didn't do it as individuals, we did it as a team. We came together like family. We made it through the program not just as cadets, but as brothers and sisters. And I shall end this by asking all the cadets to stand and join me in the Cadet Creed. We are the cadets and members of the team. Leadership and teamwork are important to us. We will live the cadet code of conduct and general rules, doing our best at all times. We believe in the values and principles. We will do our best to learn to live them, building our character,
state has voted for change. I challenge each and every one of you to think out of the box. The status quo should not remain. Anything that you know you can do to take the lead to help and better the citizens of this state, you should do it. Take chances, challenge yourself and your staff, and look forward. And I thought to myself, we need to do this. I got on this calendar, I went in, and I looked at him and I said, sir, I presented this program to him. And you got to realize, the governor gets asked by a lot of people for a lot of things. Everybody's got their hand out, everyone's got a program, everybody wants their project supported. As I looked at him, we talked about it, I could tell by his eyes, and I could most importantly tell by his heart, this was the right thing to do. So sir, thank you for the support that you've given, and the legislator went through and gave us the money it takes to do this program. So this is it. This is a great day for me, personally, to stand here and see it culminated in our first graduating class. I say to the class, you toughed it out. I remember the first day I was down there. There was over 100 of you, 35 have made it. They persevered. When the going got tough, you got going. Nothing in life without effort is worth it. How many times have I told you that sweat and blood, gut it out, and you will be the winner, and you are the winners?
Let me tell you that good intentions are not enough. There are ideas and schemes and projects all over the map. 5 a day walk in my office. But when General Umbarger brought this one in, I know I asked him, because I always ask, what about the results? Show me the results. And in the end, it came down to you. You are the results, and you are a heck of a good result. You are pioneers. You are the trailblazers. And the pride you take out of here, I think, should be double. Of course, you should be proud of yourselves and the persons you are becoming and the progress you've made and the great futures that are in front of you. But you should also be proud, if you haven't thought about it, about the doors you have opened for others. If you had failed, if this program did not generate real results, I'd shut it down. We'd go try something else. We don't have time, and the taxpayers of Indiana don't have money for us to do things that don't work well. But this worked really well. You are the living proof. And others will benefit now because we'll grow this program. We'll not only continue it, we'll expand it. Because we know what can happen. You have proved it. You proved it. You are going to lead great lives. You know you are responsible for them. No one else. But there is no doubt in my mind that the achievements that we are honoring today are just the first of many that lie ahead for you. Congratulations and God bless.
Our first award, the Hoosier Youth Challenge Cadets Choice Award. The Cadets Choice Award is presented to the cadet who was selected by their peers as the one who best exemplifies the true spirit of the Academy program through the 8 core components. The most overall improved cadet is presented to the cadet that has distinguished themselves amongst all other cadets by showing significant improvements in the 8 core components.
Great job.
Recommendations are taken from all core component department heads and by the cadre. The cadet earning the most overall improved cadet award has demonstrated improvements during their 5.5 months at the Academy.
This is our most informative post-res advisor. She's veterinarian, very familiar with a lot of them.
Yeah, it sounds like an awfully tough situation. It cannot be that even a parent can say, can it? That a parent can say, you're not free to go with another family member, but I'm not going to take care of you. It'd be one thing if she was insisting on her coming home, but that didn't sound like the deal.
No, sir, that's how it's been the whole time I've been at the Academy. And
would you stay in touch? I don't know. I just want to make sure there must be some option here. And, I want to make sure that DCS, all right, give Marcus the name of whoever you're talking to over there so I want them to know I'm personally interested in some positive outcome here.
okay.
All right.
Here's where we are.
Yeah.
The mother showed up.
That's what I heard.
Bag and baggage, wants to drop it off and leave, says she's not coming home.
Well,
So we're taking the girls' belongings, and then we're going to start working through CPS and try to do a foster thing. The unfortunate thing is that she goes back to, she'll go to a shelter and basically.
no,
be
we
locked
can't.
down.
We can't let that happen. There's got to be another option here. So let's find one.
We're plowing new ground.
Well, that's what we do.
Thank you so much.
No need thanking me, but thanks for being here. You with one of the young people, or which one?
Thank you.
Cora?
Thank you, because he was headed down a path that he was in trouble.
Don't need to know about that. All I need to know is what is the young man he is now, and and I can just tell he's going to do great.
Yes.
He's going to be fine.
And we thank you so much for having it.
No.
We appreciate you.
Well, thanks so much. Where are y'all from? Congratulations. I don't know if it was you or who brought her into this program, but somebody I think did a great thing.
Talk to you for a second?
Oh, sure.
In your speech, you said Indiana doesn't give up on anybody.
That's right. As long as it's working, as long as it's turning out young people who have turned their lives around, headed for jobs, headed for college, headed for the military, we can't do enough of it.
Comment with you.
Sure.
I just want to tell you thank you for everything, for the proof that you made, because
¿Es español más fácil para usted?
Sí.
Pues usamos español.
Ok, muchas gracias. Es que le quiero mencionar que el corazón que usted tuvo para apoyar este programa fue muy bueno, no nada más para mi hija, pero en nombre de todos los muchachos. Muchas gracias por todo, por su corazón, y que muchas personas como usted y como que mire Dios.
Es un programa del corazón.
Yo
¿sí?
sé, y Dios le da ese corazón y seguir adelante para con los muchachos principalmente, ¿verdad?
Sí. We're going to make something good happen here, all right? You keep your chin up, all right? All right, so Sherry and I are going to work on this. I'm not sure what the right answer is, but, you've done a lot. You've done some. You've already proved what you're worth, okay? You've already proved it, right? You proved it to yourself, didn't you? You sure proved it to the rest of us. So don't you let anything get you down here. All right, you got a family here, right here, all right? I'm signed up now, I'm part of it. All right, I'm serious now. So I put one of our folks in touch with Sherry, and you help us figure out the right way forward. Are you 16 or 17? 17.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, you're a good, strong 17. So
From who?
don't you let anybody get you down about this, okay? You've already done the hard part. Okay, are we all together on this?
Sir.
All right. Okay, all right. Okay. You let me know.
I will.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
I need to find First Sergeant.
Same here.
I am.
6 minutes on the nose, wow.
As advertised. I got 2 or 3 little chisels I want to do, and I could still take that a notch down. Let's just scroll through here quick, and I'll ask you to do a couple things as you go.
Okay.
Oh, here. Let me see. It only took. I guess that's the way you say that. Grammatically, took only.
Unfortunately, it took only 5 years this time.
I mean, grammar and conversational English may be at war here. It only took 5 years this time. Yeah, I'm going to leave it that way. My English teacher called me up. I'll have to say she's right. Good evening. For the last few months, no subject has been on my mind. See, that's better. That's much better.
Okay.
Every option for change. I've talked with Hoosiers all over the state. I've studied Indiana's past approaches to this issue and the attempts of other states to deal with their own problems. When Indiana acts this time, and act we must, our steps must be fair, far-reaching, and final. I've prepared and will recommend to the legislature a proposal to cut every homeowner's property taxes sharply and cap them forever at no more than 1% of a home's true value. This provision must be added to the state's constitution to ensure its permanence and guarantee that no Hoosier ever again pays more than a penny on the dollar of their home's value. Immediate relief for every homeowner, a 1% permanent cap on every homeowner's taxes, an end to unfair and inaccurate assessments, real limits on local spending, As bold as these changes would be, I am very optimistic of achieving them, especially if you will help. In the last 3 years, we've already solved problems like the state government deficit and the state highway shortfall that people said would take years or were simply impossible. We can solve this one too.
The state's debts are paid. We have a surplus once again, and some of which we can now return to taxpayers in the form of property tax reduction. I have long admired John Adams' diary entry in 1775. Facing incredible hardships and, for all he knew, a hangman's noose for his patriotism, his only thought was, great things are wanted to be done. We are called now to act once again, together, on a great thing that is wanted to be done, to bring lasting fairness and affordability to the taxation of property in our state. I ask you to take 4 major steps on behalf of taxpayers. First, immediate relief to every homeowner. Second, permanent protection against the return of unaffordable taxes through a permanent constitutional cap of 1% of a home's value. Third, reform of our hopelessly unfair assessment system with its unexplained inaccuracies and its unequal treatment of like properties. And fourth, genuine limits on total local spending and borrowing, with none of the loopholes and exceptions that have permitted such spending to balloon in recent years. On one of the most unforgettably joyful evenings I have spent in this job, I was permitted to be the Grand Marshal of Indiana's Special Olympics. That night in Terre Haute, among individuals and families who have faced and triumphed over disabilities, over struggles most of us cannot really comprehend, I picked up a new motto, the motto of the Special Olympics. Win or lose, may I be brave in the attempt. My fondest hope for this era in which we live is that we are becoming a braver Indiana, unafraid of competition, unafraid of new ideas, unafraid of change, and always brave in the attempt to take long steps for big goals like fairness and home ownership and economic security, goals that property tax reduction would serve. So let's show some bravery these next 6 weeks. Some will say, how brave do you have to be to vote for a huge tax cut? But we all know how strong the pressure of special interests can be, how relentless the criticism, even from those with no plan of their own. So we know that our opportunity will not be seized without bravery. Bravery and bipartisanship. The spirit that produced telecom reform and health care for the uninsured and a second honestly balanced budget must be brought to bear again. When it is, there will be ample thanks due from all Hoosiers to those of either chamber, in either party, who join hands bravely to do more than solve a problem or dispel a crisis. Those who fix their view not on the risks and the critics and the special interests, but on the chance for leadership, for breakthroughs, for greatness that lies straight ahead of us. So be brave these next few weeks. Great work is wanted to be done. God bless this assembly and this great state.
But we have a system that is built to overspend and overtax. Business as usual has to change. But you know, when I stop and step back, I'm struck by the thought of how unusual our business as usual is. There's nowhere else in the world where you budget the way we do in Indiana local government. So let me just take a minute, see if you find this as curious and fascinating as I do. We have 2,600 units in this state with power to tax, property taxpayers. There are 50 of them in this county. I just came from Lake County, there are 85. Now they're all trying to do a good job. But consider how unusual is this business. It's the only place I know in life where you're able to adjust revenue to match your desired level of spending, not the other way around. In your business, in your family, in state government, anywhere else I can think of, you adjust your spending to your likely income. Only in local government finance in Indiana does it work the other way. Government figures out what it thinks it needs and then hands out the bills. Wouldn't you like to run your business like that? Wouldn't life be sweet? Here's what's been going on. The simple math of property taxes in Indiana, and it is simple, is this. The income of Hoosier has been growing 3 to 4%. The total spending on all local purposes has been growing 6 to 8%, year on year on year. Now you run your business that way for more than a couple years, you're going to be in trouble. So we are. By the way, this is not impossible to do. When we came to state government 3 years ago, the state was broke, flat broke. Bills, debts to schools and local governments exceeded the cash in the drawer. Why? Because the revenue to state government had been growing 4 and the spending had been growing 6 plus. So we did a very clever thing. You're going to be so impressed with this. I mean, this is mysterious. We cut the level of spending growth to less than 2 for 2 years. And it's between 3 and 4 for the 2 years we just entered. And the book's balanced. And the debts are paid. And we have a surplus again. We're going to use some of that. We're going to return some of that to taxpayers as part of the biggest tax cut in Indiana history. And we did all that without a tax increase. It can be done. Here it is in a nutshell. The question in Indiana can no longer be, how much does government think it needs? The question must be, how much can the taxpayer reasonably be expected to pay? So there's my story. We have it right in front of us to pass the biggest tax cut in Indiana history by a factor of 6 or 7. To have some of the lowest property taxes in America. If this bill passes as it...
I want to thank everybody for being here. It is unique, at least in my service, that we would sign it in this way. And I think that's appropriate given the extraordinary nature of the bill that we're signing and what it means for the future of this state, for the future of these young people, for every taxpayer in Indiana. Just a quick word about process, because our 4th graders aren't the only one who got a civics lesson. I did too. For a bill to become law in Indiana, it has to have 4 signatures: the Speaker of the House, the Senate pro tem, the President of the Senate, my partner, the Lieutenant Governor, and then me. It also turns out to matter that they be done in the right order. I thought it would be a great idea, and the Speaker agreed, and the leader, if we all did this simultaneously on this occasion. I've asked Senator Long to say a few words, followed by the Speaker, and then I'll wrap up and we'll sit down and make some history. Senator Long?
Governor, thank you. I want to first thank the Governor for taking the lead on this issue and teeing this issue up for the legislature by coming out with his plan, which I think was fair and reasonable and gave us the blueprint from which we ultimately created and drafted this bill today. To really get something this meaningful and this permanent that we can say to the people of Indiana, to the taxpayers, that we really have given them true reform and a true tax break and a sea change in the way that they're going to pay their taxes in the future. We're doing things in Indiana that other states only wish they could, and House Bill 1001 today is one of those great things, great achievements. I'm very proud to stand up here today with all of you, and let's enjoy this day. Okay? Thank you.
Governor, Senator Long, fellow Hoosiers, this bill does cut property taxes dramatically. It has several things that my House Democrats fought for years, one of which was the state takeover of welfare for children especially. It also has $170 million of reserve money in here to protect education in case there's a downturn that makes that harder for the state, since the state has assumed all of that. Any legislation this significant takes compromise, and sometimes compromise is a little painful, but you have to have a process to mitigate that within the bill And I call this a work in progress because we have 8 months to see how it works out. But we know one thing, it's going to be about a 38% property tax cut for residents. That's what we said was the prime goal of this session, and that's what we did. So.
It's well we should mention Senator Kenley and Chairman Crawford. They were the two prime actors along with their leaders, and I cannot tell you how hard they worked, but also how openly and how positively. So now I'll invite the leaders to join me at this table. We'll each attach a signature in the correct order, and we'll make law that inaugurates a new era of taxpayer protection in this state, that puts taxpayers first and taxpayer affordability first, and I believe gives Indiana yet another edge on its competition as America's best place to own a home or create a business. Let's make law.
Have one of these, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations. Great job. Keep a souvenir. Thank you. You guys hold this bill. There you go. Like that. Check out the guy with the camera there. So. All right, you guys. I got to go to work.
All right.
Everybody, will you just do me one favor? One? Everybody study really hard, all right?
Okay. Can I shake your hand?
I'd like that, sure. Give me a squeeze. Okay, that away. All right, you guys study real hard, and part of that is mind the teachers, all right?
Everybody's...
Squeeze, give me a squeeze, like that. That way, like that.